It started with a single phrase, two words that hit the internet like a creeper explosion and turned movie theaters across the world into something between a rock concert and a food fight. Jack Black never meant to create chaos. He was just being Jack Black. But when the beloved actor broke down on Instagram Live after his Minecraft movie was pulled from theaters, we all realized this wasn't just about memes anymore. This was about the collision of digital culture and real life, and the unexpected casualties that followed. If you're tired of watered-down movie experiences and sanitized celebrity reactions, hit subscribe. The chicken jockey phenomenon reveals something much deeper about modern entertainment, and it's evolving faster than theaters can handle. The Minecraft movie should have never existed. Not because it wasn't wanted, but because Hollywood has a talent for turning gold into coal. For nearly a decade, the Minecraft movie bounced between directors, writers, and studios like a slime block in a redstone contraption. Rob McElhenney was attached, then he wasn't. Warner Brothers announced release dates only to quietly push them back. The project became something of an industry joke, the blockbuster that would never be. But somehow, in early 2025, the impossible happened. With Jared Hess of Napoleon Dynamite fame directing, and a cast that included Jason Momoa, Danielle Brooks, Jennifer Coolidge, and the walking energy drink that is Jack Black as Steve, the Minecraft movie finally hit theaters. Critics were surprisingly positive. "It shouldn't work," wrote one reviewer. But much like the game itself, the pieces somehow fit together into something greater than the sum of its parts. The film's aesthetic was a careful blend of blocky Minecraft visuals and real-world elements, giving everything a slightly surreal, dreamlike quality. You could smell the commitment from every department. From set design to sound engineering, they treated this pixelated world with reverence. And then there was Jack Black, who approached the role of Steve with the same intensity he once brought to School of Rock and Tenacious D. Every line was delivered like Shakespeare, every block-punching moment performed like he was storming the beaches of Normandy. But no one, not the studio, not the director, not even Jack himself, could have predicted what was coming next. A scene that would turn the entire release into something unprecedented in modern cinema history. The chicken jockey scene heard round the world happened exactly 43 minutes into the movie.
The chicken jockey trend needs to stop. I saw a post locally of some little 10-year-old boy holding his ears and crying in the theater because a group of teenage kids were doing the chicken jockey trend and screaming and throwing popcorn. Like, imagine being a child going to see your favorite game, movie, whatever, you know what I mean, and being overstimulated to the point where you're holding your ears and crying in the theater. I read the comments, and apparently the teenagers literally left like 5 minutes after the chicken jockey scene. Like, it's not only disrespectful to everybody around you, but you're traumatizing kids, and the workers don't deserve that. I don't care what you say. If it's their job, like, I would quit. This is ridiculous. Like, who acts like that? You are acting like animals. Like, and if you defend this behavior, think about the kids in the theater that were excited for the movie.
After navigating dangerous terrain and building his first shelter, Steve turns a corner and encounters one of Minecraft's rarest mobs, a baby zombie riding a chicken. The camera pushes in on Jack Black's face as his eyes widen. Time slows. The music swells. And then, with every fiber of his being, he belts out, "Chicken jockey!" Those two words, delivered with Jack Black's unmistakable intensity, part terror, part wonder, all commitment, ignited something in the audience. Perhaps it was the absurdity. Perhaps it was the shared recognition among Minecraft players of just how rare this mob is. Whatever the reason, clips of the scene hit TikTok before the first day's screenings had even finished. Within 48 hours, the chicken jockey scene had been remixed into EDM tracks, looped into 10-hour YouTube videos, and edited into memes featuring everything from sports highlights to political speeches. One particularly viral remix dropped the bass immediately after Jack's scream, sending millions of viewers' eardrums into blissful surrender. The phrase chicken jockey transformed from a simple Minecraft terminology into a cultural exclamation. People used it to express surprise, excitement, even as a greeting. The digital obsession was just beginning, But it wouldn't stay digital for long because that's when things started to get physical. Fans didn't just want to watch the memes, they wanted to be part of them. It began innocently enough. Theaters reported increased enthusiasm during the chicken jockey scene. Cheers, applause, people reciting the line along with Jack. The participation wasn't unusual for franchise films with devoted fandoms. But by the end of the first week, something shifted. Videos emerged of entire theaters erupting during the scene.
Today's presentation of a Minecraft movie. Please, no throwing popcorn, and also no lapis lazuli, and also absolutely no chicken jockeys! No! Oh, yeah! I am Steve. Look what I brought. My actual pickaxe. Are you ready to rock? Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a Minecraft movie! Roll the projector. How do I get like it? That's the wrong way. I gotta go back this way. Back this way!
Not just with cheers, but with choreographed responses. Groups of teens arrived with small Bluetooth speakers, timing trap remixes to coincide precisely with Jack's delivery. Others brought toy chickens, tossing them into the air at the crucial moment. The smell of butter intensified as popcorn became less of a snack and more of a celebration projectile. One viral TikTok showed a teenager dressed in full Minecraft villager costume, yeeting an entire bucket of popcorn while making disturbingly accurate sounds. Theater staff, caught between amusement and alarm, described the phenomenon as Rocky Horror Picture Show meets a frat party. Did you know that one AMC theater in Atlanta reported cleaning up over 40 pounds of popcorn after a single screening? Staff began calling these showings butter blizzards, and some even started wearing raincoats to work. But while the videos garnered millions of views and thousands of laughs, not everyone found the situation amusing. As screenings became increasingly chaotic, a darker side emerged. Parents reported children crying, overwhelmed by the noise and disorder.
I took my 10-year-old lads to see the Minecraft movie. We take our seats, the cinema fills up, the trailers start. There's three massive gangs of lads scattered around the cinema being really loud, shouting, laughing. This is more than just excitement, this is going to ruin everyone's experience. So then I'm sitting there as the trailers play trying to figure out how to tackle this. Because I don't want to make a big song and dance about appropriate behaviour in a public space to 40-odd teenage lads just to be ignored anyway. But I can't just sit there and do nothing, can I? Or can I? My lad says to me, are they going to be quiet soon, Dad? I said, I think so, son. And then the film starts, and I'm ready to stand up. But then something really weird happens. All of the lads go silent, completely. They're hypnotised by the film. Then Jack Black appears on screen and delivers a line they know from the trailer. As a child, I yearned for the mines. And all of them say it along with him, like it's karaoke. Then everyone applauds. What the hell is happening? This is like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Then Jack Black's character gives the Nether, which is another part of the game, a shout out, and the whole cinema goes bananas. This is incredible. They've clearly waited years for this moment. It's a Minecraft loving, and their joy is infectious, because by the time Jack Black's character rejoins the movie with the line, I am Steve, the entire cinema say it along with him, and then rejoice like they've just scored a last-minute winner. When the film ends and the credits roll, some lad behind me with the scousest voice I have ever heard just says to his mate, masterpiece that lad. I went into this expecting first boredom and secondly conflict, and what I got was possibly the most incredible cinema-going experience I have ever had.
Sensory-sensitive viewers abandoned screenings mid-film. What had started as communal joy was morphing into something exclusionary and distressing. And that was just the beginning of the real-world impact. The breaking point came faster than anyone expected. 3 weeks into the Minecraft movie's run, reports surfaced of police being called to theaters in at least 6 states. A particularly chaotic screening in Phoenix ended with 3 teenagers being escorted out in handcuffs after a dispute over who would lead. The chicken jockey chant escalated into a physical altercation. The once white carpet of a Regal cinema in Georgia turned a disturbing shade of yellow-brown after repeated soda spills and popcorn showers. Theater chains across the country began implementing unprecedented policies. AMC and Regal banned unaccompanied minors from all Minecraft screenings. Some smaller theaters created designated interactive and quiet showings, charging premium prices for the latter. The most extreme measure came from a theater in Staffordshire, England, which required a £100 deposit from all Minecraft moviegoers, refundable only if the theater remained debris-free after the screening. Then, the unthinkable happened. Despite the film breaking box office records, $300 million in its first weekend alone, theaters began quietly pulling it from their schedules. Not because it wasn't performing, but because it was performing too well in all the wrong ways. Cleaning crews couldn't keep up. Insurance claims for damaged equipment and injured patrons mounted. The Minecraft movie had become, in the words of one theater manager, too hot to handle. And that's when Jack Black himself stepped into the fray. It's one thing to create a cultural moment. It's another to watch it spiral beyond recognition. Jack Black, whose entire career has been built on controlled chaos and joyful exuberance, suddenly found himself at the center of a phenomenon even he couldn't have anticipated. His first intervention came as a surprise appearance at a Los Angeles screening. The crowd erupted as Jack walked onto the stage before the movie, microphone in hand and the familiar chicken prop tucked under his arm. The theater fell silent as he addressed the audience with his usual charm, but an unusual message. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Minecraft the movie, but I'm going to need y'all to cool it on the popcorn warfare, all right? No throwing snacks, no lapis lazuli fights, and for the love of Mojang, keep your chicken jockeys in your seat. The audience laughed, but the message was clear. Jack was trying to save his movie from its own success, but his efforts came too late. 3 days later, Jack went live on Instagram. No elaborate setup, no promotional angle, just Jack in a hoodie sitting in what appeared to be his living room, guitar visible in the background. He started with his trademark energy, joking with viewers and answering questions about the film. He even held up the chicken prop and gave it a playful bok bok. But about 10 minutes in, something changed. His smile faded. His voice dropped. Looking directly into the camera, he said words that would break the internet all over again. I didn't think it would get this far. I thought we made something weird and wonderful, something joyful. But now people are getting hurt. Theaters are pulling it. Families are being turned away. The raw vulnerability, a stark contrast to his usual larger-than-life persona, stunned viewers. Without another word, he ended the stream. No goodbye, no rock on, just silence. The clip spread across platforms even faster than the original chicken jockey scene, but this time, the reactions were mixed. If you're feeling the impact of this story, hit subscribe before we reveal how this cultural clash ultimately transformed moviegoing forever. The fallout from Jack's livestream fractured the internet along unexpected lines. Theater workers shared stories of exhaustion and frustration. "I've cleaned up 12 popcorn floods in one weekend," wrote one usher on Twitter. "I'm a fan of movies and Jack Black, but this isn't entertainment anymore. It's hazing." Parents voiced concerns about being unable to share beloved franchises with their children. "My 8-year-old has been waiting for this movie since he could hold a controller," one mother posted. "Now he's too scared to go because of the chaos. How is that fair?" But others defended the phenomenon, arguing it represented something vital about modern entertainment. Cultural critics penned lengthy essays about the death of passive consumption and the birth of participatory cinema. One particularly viral thread compared chicken jockey screenings to medieval theater, where audience participation wasn't just allowed, but expected. The blue light of thousands of phones illuminated bedrooms across the world as people debated. Was this the natural evolution of entertainment in a digital age, or the breakdown of social contracts that make shared public spaces possible? Did you know that ticket sales for special Rocky Horror Picture Show screenings increased by 230% in the weeks following the chicken jockey phenomenon? Theaters that had been showing the cult classic for decades suddenly found themselves selling out for the first time in years. As the debate raged, something unexpected happened. Warner Brothers, rather than distancing itself from the controversy, embraced it, with conditions. The studio announced a special re-release of the Minecraft movie with a twist. Select theaters would offer two distinct types of screenings: classic showings, where traditional movie etiquette would be strictly enforced, and interactive showings with specific guidelines for audience participation. The latter would include designated celebration moments where controlled chaos was encouraged, followed by reset periods where audiences could settle down before the next scene. Theaters partnering with Warner Brothers for these specialized screenings received participation kits, pre-approved items like paper blocks and soft foam chickens that wouldn't damage equipment or injure fellow moviegoers. Some locations even installed plastic sheeting over sensitive areas of their theaters, creating designated splash zones reminiscent of water parks. The experiment wasn't perfect. Some interactive screenings still got out of hand. Some classic screenings suffered from rebellious viewers testing boundaries. But overall, the approach worked well enough that other studios took notice. By the end of 2025, at least 3 major releases had incorporated interactive options into their theatrical runs. Meanwhile, Jack Black's relationship with the phenomenon evolved in unexpected ways. After taking a brief hiatus from social media following his emotional livestream, he re-emerged with characteristic resilience. During an interview on a late-night talk show, he surprised everyone by embracing the cultural impact of the chicken jockey moment. "Look, I've spent my whole career trying to break down the wall between performer and audience," he explained. "I can't exactly complain when it actually happens. I just want everyone to be safe while they're having fun." His good humor was rewarded. Warner Brothers fast-tracked a sequel, with Jack prominently featured in the marketing. Industry insiders whispered about a potential spin-off focused on, you guessed it, the origins of the chicken jockey. Jack even incorporated the phrase into his Tenacious D concerts, using it as a call and response with the audience. What began as chaos had somehow transformed into opportunity, reshaping not just a movie release but potentially the entire theatrical experience. The chicken jockey phenomenon wasn't just about a funny line or an actor's delivery. It revealed something fundamental about entertainment in 2025: the crumbling wall between digital and physical, between creator and consumer. For better or worse, it exposed the fragility of unspoken social contracts that govern public spaces, particularly as generations raised on interactive digital experiences bring those expectations into traditionally passive environments. Movie theaters, which have struggled since the streaming revolution, now face a new existential question: adapt to a more participatory model of viewership or double down on the traditional, controlled experience. Either path carries risks and rewards. And Jack Black? His momentary breakdown revealed the double-edged sword of viral fame. The same authenticity and commitment that made him beloved, that made Chicken Jockey resonate in the first place, also left him vulnerable when things spiraled beyond control. Yet in the end, his willingness to engage with the phenomenon rather than distance himself from it may have saved both the movie and his connection with fans. So whether you screamed "Chicken Jockey" in a theater, watched the chaos unfold from the safety of your phone, or are just learning about it now, you're witnessing a pivotal moment in how we consume and interact with entertainment. The screen isn't just something we watch anymore, it's becoming something we step into, something we shape with our response. And that transformation, much like a baby zombie riding a chicken, is both unlikely and unstoppable.